Hello, I'm Jim Edgin with Gravity Golf. This is not an instructional video. This is an information video. I'm going to give you some information that will refute a very common and popular misconception in the game of golf. Let's go. Okay, so if you didn't figure it out already, this is about alignment. Now, I know some of you are ready to bail on that. Just stick with me here a little bit. So since the beginning of golf, people have told us that we lay a stick on the ground or a club on the ground and we stand with our feet on that line, our hips on that line, our shoulders on that line. Harvey Pinnock said it was a line on your thighs. But they tell us if we stand like that, then that ball will go where that stick's pointed or a parallel line to it. They also use the train track analogy. If you're standing on this track, the ball's on that track, it's going to go down that track. I'm telling you right now, there is absolutely no math backing that. Okay, so part one of alignment is a principle of geometry. And it tells us that from the center of a circle, our center of mass, to the edge of the circle, the ball, there's a line. That line is called the radius. The tangent is always 90 degrees to the radius. Not sometimes, not most of the time, all of the time. Okay, so normally right there on part one, I would hit 3 balls. I'd hit one from the middle, it'll go down the middle. I'd move the ball to the left a little bit, it goes to the left. I'd move the ball to the right a little bit, it goes to the right. I'm going to skip by that and go on to part two. Part two is very simply the sequencing of your swing, how your mass moves and where your center of mass gets back to. So it's at contact. So if your center of mass is back here, as opposed to here, as opposed to there, that ball's going in 3 different places. So for this, for that, I'm going to go ahead and hit 3 balls for you. So this first ball, I have painted a mark down there for the ball to be in the same exact place. I've also painted a couple things around my shoes. I didn't use these shoes, I used the work boots. Anyway, I'm going to hit this ball, and it should go right down the middle. That ball went right down the middle. Now, I'm going to put the ball in the exact same place. My feet are still in the exact same place, but this time I'm going to make my mass get hung up more toward my back foot. When I do that, this radius line turns this way, therefore the tangent turns to the left. That ball's going to go somewhat over by the target sign I've got out there. Okay, see if I can make a good swing here. Oh, it's right at it now, just a tad bit right at it. Okay, so that's 30 yards left of the one in the middle. And I'm standing in the exact same place with the ball in the exact same place. So for this one, I'm going to just do the opposite. I'm going to make my mass get way out here to the left this time, up on my left foot. Therefore, the radius line turns that way, and the tangent will go off to the right. This ball's going over by the what we call the zebra pole here, okay? So here we go. See if I can make another good swing. Boy, that is right at it. That may hit it. Oh, right beside it. So it's 30 yards right of the one that was in the middle. So I made 3 swings from the exact position they tell you to stand in, and those balls went in 3 totally different places. So I want to pause this a second. I obviously exaggerated that mass movement, but I want you to understand that even a small miss with your mass can have an effect on where that ball goes. 10 yards left, 10 yards right if you're an inch off one way or the other with your mass. Just so we're clear. Okay, so then how important is it that we keep our feet in these circles or on that straight line? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that foot in the circle, but this foot's going to be behind that circle. Now I'm at probably a 15 or 20 degrees off of that line that we're supposed to be standing on. But because that ball is in the same position relative to my center of mass, that ball is going to go right down the middle, just like that first ball that I hit. Well, I actually hit that better than I thought I would. All right, so the line on the ground has nothing to do with alignment, okay? Now comes the science, and this is big because this is why when they're standing with that stick on the ground, they actually are working on alignment, but not because of the stick on the ground. When your subconscious sees a ball on the ground, it will start calculating tangent release off of your center of mass, or how to get your center of mass where it needs to be to get that ball to go on the line. It's the same way a pitcher knows when to let go of a 95-mile-an-hour fastball off of the circle, or she knows when to let go of a 65-mile-an-hour fastball off the circle. Okay, it's no different. The ball's down there, your brain starts calculating where does my center of mass need to be to spit that ball off of the circle on the right tangent. Okay, so part one is the ball's position relative to the center of mass. It's going to leave on a 90-degree angle. Part two is the sequencing of the swing. Where is your center of mass getting to, and how are you getting it there in relation to where the ball's at? The third thing is the club face. Now, we can do everything right, but if the club face comes down and does not have enough trap on it at contact, that ball's going to the right and spinning to the right for a right-hander. Reverse that for a lefty. If it's got too much trap on it, it's going to the left with spin to the left. If your arms are involved in the power source, you have to control that. You have to pronate and supinate the small muscle groups to make that happen. That technique is very likely to cause injury to your arms at some point. Where if you turn all that over to gravity by having passive arms, gravity and the centrifugal force that's created when you swing that club will close the club face just like a door in a door jamb, right at the radius line, right at the bottom of the circle. So in closing, if you see someone with a stick on the ground, or I myself used to use a club, you know immediately that they are confused with how alignment works. They are working on their alignment, but not because of that stick, because your brain will try to find where your mass is supposed to be in relation to that ball. Leave me a comment. If you saw something you like, share it. You can email me, jim@gravitygolf.com. Go over and check out gravitygolf.com, see what Danny Lee's been up to. Also check out our school sites for what's coming up. I'm headed back to Florida, this fall. I'll be in Homosassa at Citrus National. I'll have a school there every month. So above all else, guys, stay safe, keep swinging, and just use your stick for a towel hanger.